In the late 1994, there was this beautiful white red-hair girl who lived in Beverly Hills named Anastasia Brown, whom lost her parents at a young tender age. She didn't had much family alive in Beverly Hills and no one could get in touch with her families out of state, so she had to be transferred into a homes where other kids and underage were that needed someone to adopt them. Few months had passed before she finally got adopted. Anastasia got adopted by a lovely rich couple that couldn't had children of their own, but little didn't they knew the couple wasn't as loving as they expected them to be. After Anastasia spent a week at her foster home, they started treating her very badly, calling her mean names, and her foster mom Maddie using her to do things, while her foster dad Kevin Reed kept touching her inappropriately, which made her uncomfortable. This behavior went on until she became 13 years old. One evening she was preparing dinner for them, but little didn't they knew it would be their last meal. Anastasia had a plan to poison them. She put 4 drip of poison into the food, then served them it. While they were eating, she stood in the kitchen waiting to where them fell to the floor. Then suddenly she finally heard Anastasia went to the dining room to check on them. Finally, this mother cunt are dead, Anastasia said. She spent almost 2 hours dragging the couple one by one to the living room and tried her best to put them on the couch in a sitting position. She then went up her room to get her bag and filled it up with a lot of things such as clothes, money, jewelry, etc. for when she escaped. After getting what she needed, she went back downstairs with her bag, then went to the kitchen for the gasoline, then pour it everywhere in the house. Then she struck one of the matches and throw it on the floor. After she done all her doing, she went straight to the woods. As she walked through the woods, she discovered a old abandoned house, so she opened the door and went inside with her bag. Wow, seems as if someone been living here or was, she said to herself. Anastasia sat down as if she was waiting for someone, then suddenly she heard the door opening. It was the lady that lost her husband, kids and house that's been living in the house. Anastasia stood up, walked over to the lady, then said, "Hi, hello, I am Anastasia. I hope I am not intruding." The lady, Cynthia, stood there in shock, then said, "Hello little girl, where's your parents? How did you get here?" Anastasia hesitated, then said, "Well, my mother died when I was 10 years old, then I got adopted by a couple, but they ain't good people." Anastasia told Cynthia what happened over years and left out that she just murdered them and lit the house on fire. Before Cynthia could answer, Anastasia begged her to let her stay and told her that she have a lot of money and things that could serve them years. Anastasia showed her everything, and since Cynthia was almost out of money, she thought she could use her. Cynthia said, "Okay baby girl, you can live here as long as you want," with a smile on her face. As Anastasia settled down there, Cynthia prepared something for herself and Anastasia to eat. After they ate, they started having a conversation, but Anastasia talked less and observed more as she learned about her. Anastasia spent years living with Cynthia and now she's 19 years old. One day Anastasia went to a library to do some research on her parents' killer, such as full name, age and so on. She then found out that it was a couple that took her parents' 3-point. Even though they were arrested and did their time, she was pleased. "Joel and Lisa shall pay for this," she whispered to herself. After she left the library, she went to a gas station to buy few things such as Special K, black gloves, mask and more. 1 hour later she then went to rent a car for her mission. Since it was almost night, she went by the couple home at 14 Newton Avenue, awaiting them in the car from across the road. She waited until it's very late when she knew they fell asleep. As she waited, she put on her black gloves with matching mask, then she pulled over her black hoodie. She came out the car, then went up to the door, bent down, then started picking the knob, and as soon as she did so, she went inside, then locked the door quietly. Anastasia started walking upstairs as if she knew exactly where to go. As she walked her upstairs, she pulled out her handgun out her purse with 2 fingers on the trigger. She put the gun hand down while walking, but little didn't she knew Lisa was 10 steps away from the stairs. What do you think will happen next? To be continued.